it's still up here, but someone asked, okay, if things are so bad in Western North Dakota, why are there so few Democrat candidates that are running?
A very good point, good question. In part, there are many people who are reluctant to run because of the heavy-handedness that they've seen in the last 2 sessions. I'll be very candid with you.
What do you
very
mean
heavy-handedness. Very heavy-handedness.
Such as what? I mean, that's a pretty heavy statement. So what do you mean specifically?
Sure, okay, let me give you an example. Representative Al Carlson said to the voters of Fargo, and this happened to be in Fargo, okay? If you vote for a Democrat, your voice is not going to be heard in the legislature. So don't vote Democrat. I'll be very candid with you. I've been in politics for 40 years in North Dakota. Not only is that somewhat of an extreme, I think it's unfair. Because even if you're in the minority, the voice should be heard.
Can I interrupt you, sir?
And they took it one step farther. He took it one step farther, okay? At the end of the session, the Republicans decided that for the first time, we will not allow any Democratic legislators to serve as chairman of interim committees. They want absolute control, and that's what you have. And so a lot of people are very reluctant, you know, to come forward and serve the way they should.
In one other example, there was a Dickinson Press did a report on an Association of Oil Producing Counties meeting when they're discussing a special session, and they openly discussed, should we come out in favor of this thing or not, because we know there'll be repercussions politically from the majority parties. So, you know, there is that kind of stuff that goes on. There was laughter in this room, but that happens.
I understand that, but go ahead, Chairman Harms, are you going to say something?
No.
Oh, I understand that, but I think a lot of people would say, okay, we handled Western North Dakota in the special session. There are obviously other issues in the state as well. You've got the diversion and things happen in the east, so I think someone would say, okay, now let's get focused on those areas, and I think the people in the west weighed that. But Chairman Valeu, you didn't really answer my question. So the question is, if things are so bad in the west, then why aren't there more candidates?
Well, I think you're going to see there will be more. 2014, granted, but we're taking it a step at a time. I think we're going to see more candidates coming from the east, and then I think we're going to see more candidates in 2016, and then in 2020, I think there will be a whole new look at how the state is addressed politically.
Look, there's not candidates out west, because the candidates that we have out west, the elected Republican leadership from the west, has done a good job for the constituents. They've done a good job for the state. Why would you run against that kind of a track record of success? Because that's what it is. Challenges, things we have to deal with, it will always come with growth and opportunity. And yet, those leaders that are out there have done a good job at it, and their people have returned to office before. They're going to do it again. That's why there aren't Democratic candidates trying to run against them.
And I heard on the radio this morning somebody from Williston talking about this session, again, being the make or break session for Western North Dakota. So if everything's taken care of, like it's being said over here, why are leaders from Williston going on radio and saying, this is it, this is the session where they actually listen to us?
But do you understand what I'm asking, Chad? It's the fact that if things have been so bad for so long, because you guys continue to say the Republicans aren't ahead of this curve, they're always behind it, correct? So if they're always behind it, it's so bad, why aren't more people running?
It's very hard political terrain in Western North Dakota for Democrats. I mean, that's the reality a lot of the time. And a lot of the time, national politics bleed into local politics, so it makes it much more difficult for Democrats running in Western North Dakota.
So Chairman Valeu and Chad, let's talk your strategy. A question that came up here, and I think this is where you do pose some